All right, today we're reacting to living in rural Africa. Now, the reason this video actually piqued my interest is because I have a partner who grew up in Africa and I met him in college. And when he was telling me about his days in Africa, I said, bro, this like I don't even think I could survive. He was telling me he didn't have air conditioning. He said he didn't have TV. He said their schools were like jail, like quite literally. I'm like, bro, I don't like people make fun of Africa and all that stuff, bro. But what he was describing sounded like exactly what people make fun of. And I ain't gonna lie, like he said they did have water and stuff like that though. So the whole Africa doesn't have a water thing, apparently, according to him, is not a real thing. But or at least probably where he was from. But yeah, Africa is not even a place that I even wanted to travel to, honestly. And maybe just because of his description of it made me less and less wanting to go there. But let's not yap too long. Let's get into the video. This video is by uh this name right here. I can't say that. Let's get into it though.
I was born and raised in Africa my entire life. So I've experienced both this Africa and this Africa. Oh, what is that?
Oh.
Is that water? No way. Oh, is that a building? Contrary to popular belief, Africa, a continent by the way, is for the most part filled.
Look, bro, I ain't gonna lie to it. Like, he had videos of him in Africa, and I ain't gonna lie, when he was showing me the videos, bro, it literally looks like something from the 1900s or like 1880, bro. So him saying, "Oh my God, is that a building?" Like, I ain't gonna lie, from what I saw, I would completely expect the people from Africa to react like that. Not gonna lie. Now, again, no disrespect to Africans, because I'm sure every part wasn't like that. But wherever my partner was from, that's exactly how it looked.
With bustling cities, thriving economies, huge cultural diversity, and most importantly, we have water. But on the other side, we also have rural Africa, one of the most misunderstood places on earth thanks to the media. But that's why you have me. We'll be covering everything from stereotypes that just simply aren't true to the first-hand experience of living in rural Africa with all its pros and cons. I'm someone who's experienced both that rural life and that city life extensively. I also have my dad who grew up in the villages of a small region in Tanzania called Singida. He also has countless stories of just how incredibly difficult it was growing up for him. They'd have to sleep on freaking cowskin on the floor, no bed. Granted, this was rural.
See, and I just feel like I can't survive in this type of environment, bro. Like, not at this point in my life. Now, I feel like if I was born there, obviously I'd be used to it. But you telling me after I done already had air conditioning, already had easy access to water, that I could survive in Africa? No. No. I'd be lucky if I don't self-delete myself in like 2 days after being there. I ain't gonna lie. And that's not even the worst story I heard. I know somebody else who's from like, I think he was from like Palestine. He was saying how like he had to like sleep in holes, like holes in the dirt, and like they didn't even have a bathroom. Like they had to just go outside. Like, bro, if it's one thing you don't know, you should be very grateful to live in America, bro. Not gonna lie, cause them other countries, bro, not all of them, but some of them, they got it bad.
Africa in like the 70s and 80s, but a lot still applies today. Manual labor was brutal for him, but it wasn't endless. Devastating beatings from his parents were frequent, but never overwhelming. At least most of them weren't. There were days where food wasn't guaranteed. Farms hadn't yielded enough food, rain hadn't showed up in months, safety and survival from unknown diseases wasn't guaranteed either. But you know what was guaranteed? A sense of peace and community so strong.
No, I'm so good, bro. I'm not trading. I'm not trading not knowing if I'm gonna eat or drink for some peace and community. Like, for what? So we could starve together? Like, that doesn't make it any better. Just because we starving together, are we thirsty together? I'm still thirsty. I would much rather be alone and full and have my thirst quenched than be starving with a bunch of people. That doesn't seem very fun to me.
It would always make these life-threatening circumstances feel like nothing more than just a casual part of their daily lives. No matter the circumstances, it is undeniable that the folks of rural Africa dwell in a level of peace and gratitude that we city folks have just grown foreign to. I've been to my father's village many times, and once you get away from the city and enter these places, even the air feels 10 times cleaner. Your mind clears up.
Now that is probably a real thing though, because I have heard, you know, obviously through America, through our plants, through all the bad stuff that we do for the land, that we're severely polluting the air, and it probably does smell a lot cleaner. And I think that's probably why they sell air in cans. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember when they was trying to sell air, like cleaner air? I pray for anybody who actually bought it, but I mean, I don't doubt that it like that you breathe. I don't know. Would you breathe easier for cleaner air? Because I don't really feel like I have a problem breathing now. I guess that'll be something I would have to experience to know.
Instantly, it's like the environment itself puts you into a meditative state. Everyone's smiling, and if not, well, they will be pretty soon. You turn left and there are the village women huddled up around the kitchen, passionately preparing food for the entire family and neighboring houses. You turn right and there's your chubby friend with the rest of the young adults returning home from a successful cattle herding session. As you see them, you begin to get excited. Tonight we'll be slaughtering a cow and barbecuing it for dinner. And as you eat the cow with your boys by the campfire, the cool village breeze hits your face and your grandpa arrives. He taps you on your shoulder and nudges you to go sit next to him so you can listen to hours worth of village lore passed down from his forefathers and now unto you. It doesn't get much better than this, man. Because rural Africa isn't just a place, it's an experience. And I just hope this video can help illustrate it for you.
Yeah, again, just an experience that, quite frankly, I never would want to have. All that stuff sounded cool, bro, but if you really think about what he just said, he said his partner just came back from a cattle herding mission. I don't want to live in a place where we gotta herd cattle, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not surviving, bro. I need to get in my car and just go to Cane's, go to McDonald's, and just give me something to eat. I'm not about to go out and hunt for my food. That doesn't sound appealing to me. I mean, it's cool when you do it voluntarily, but it's not like, well, it's not fun when it's what we have to do to survive.
By the way, shout out to Lukisa, Ringo, and Keegan for inspiring this video. Alright, number one, we do not have water. Honestly, man, we kinda don't. Now, there's nuance to that. We do have water, it's just not always clean. The tap water systems in Africa are some of the most unreliable systems to ever be created by mankind. It's gotten to a point where they exist just for show, because in some regions, you'll be lucky if the tap has running water for even just one day out of every week. I am not exaggerating.
And see, that's what my partner was telling me too. He was telling me when he was in Africa, bro, like the running water wouldn't work, so he would have to like go get buckets of water and boil it on a stove or fire or something like that. It was probably on a fire, considering it was Africa. And then he was telling me like they only had electricity like maybe 3 days out the month. Like, ugh. Like, bro really told me he came back to America and did not even know what TV shows was on. Like, he didn't play any games. Like right now, today, he told me he plays a PlayStation 4 because he missed all the games from that era.
The street I live in literally only gets water for one day out of every week, even though we literally live next to a lake, and not just any lake. Lake Victoria, bro. The largest lake in Africa. It's truly disgusting how the government would much rather spend money on buying hundreds of luxury cars for them and their entire clans instead of providing a daily source of water to its citizens. This leaves most people having to acquire water through the community wells, rivers, and random ponds in the middle of nowhere, as well as the infamous water sachets that Lukisa spoke about. And when times get real tough, you better run to your ancestors and hope they can teach you that rain dance, because you're gonna need to make it rain, my boy. Number two, rural Africa is poor as fuck, bro. A lot of people seem to think the village life is all about extreme poverty, hunger, and desperation. And while poverty does exist, everything is relative. Rural Africans may make only a fraction of the income that someone in the city makes, but their living expenses are often way lower than someone in the city. So much so, actually, that the villagers end up having an easier time getting by than someone in the city, provided you got yourself a few cows or a small.
But is it worth it? I mean, me personally, bro, just for the convenience of living, I think I would rather like have to work more. I don't know. That's a hard trade off. Like, would I rather live in this rural place where I don't have water, where I don't have food that much, where I don't have electricity, but I mean, technically by my standards, I'm living great, or would I rather live in convenience where I might just be barely getting by? Me personally, I would rather live in a city where I'm barely getting by. And then that's just my opinion.
Piece of land where you can farm adequately, you will get by. And it's not like everyone's just out in the grueling hot sun farming all day. A lot of people own shops and other small scale businesses that raise the overall economy of a given region. Honestly, the most overpowered aspect of living in Africa is the unbreakable sense of community. Villages in Africa are made up of very strong community support systems. Resources are pooled together and shared across a community rather than having everyone fend for themselves. And I genuinely think this is the coolest part of rural Africa. As difficult and as grueling as the physical labor of having to work and farm can be, the fact that you're never alone on those hot, sunny days of manual labor makes it infinite.
See, once again, bro, like us having manual labor together does not make the job better. Okay, like I get it. Like if I have to be in a bad situation, being with somebody is technically better than being alone. But bro, like if we're living in the worst conditions, just because it's another dude on side of me does not make me feel better about what's going on. And that's just me personally.
Better. Number 3, rural life is uncivilized. Bro, until I watched similar videos on YouTube, I did not even realize that this idea that Africans ride lions and zebras in the wild was so prevalent. And I'm not even mad at this, bro. This shit's honestly hilarious. Some of these AI videos keep me up at night dying of laughter. And to be honest, you can't tell me not a single African in the past 5 years had tried riding a zebra in the wild. I will not have it. Humans will forever be humans. But this idea of rural Africa being uncivilized is simply not correct. It is very much civilized, just not in the Eurocentric way that everyone is used to. By heavily leaning into ancient culture, traditions, and spirituality, chaos is alleviated and a sense of order is born. Within this order lies deep, vast, and often inaccessible knowledge to most people about the land and nature in general. People then use this knowledge to align their lives accordingly. This is why rural places have such thriving wildlife and nature. Our order and civilization comes from simply aligning with Mother Nature instead of destroying it. It's just a shame that this in itself is viewed as primitive and uncivilized by others. Though nowhere near as much as modern places, rural areas still produce doctors, teachers, engineers, and overall wisdom about the land. In a previous video,
but are there engineers like as impressive as our engineers? Because I don't know, like, and keep in mind, I'm completely ignorant on this topic, but realistically, like, what are you building in rural Africa? Like everybody lives in like huts. Like you're not building bridges or roads or infrastructure. Like I just do engineers in Africa even have a place? Like I feel like if you want to be an engineer, you're better off just being a warrior or a hunter or something. And again, this is a very ignorant stance, but I don't know. Like can somebody tell me that? Like, what's the point of an engineer in Africa?
Spoke about the countryman. He's a prime example of the average rural African. And so while rural African people use motorbikes, bajajis, and bicycles as the main mode of transport instead of riding lions, they also have effective social systems such as village governments and committees? I don't know how to say that, bro. Led by the elders and other competent individuals in order to govern their people. Number 4, no technology or internet. See, this one isn't true either. In fact, I've yet to be in a rural place in Africa that's completely devoid of technology and internet. I'm certain some villages deliberately distance themselves from any and all technology, but I am yet to experience this for myself.
Well, like I told y'all, my partner said in his village or town, wherever he was from, they didn't have no internet. He said they got internet again 2 to 3 times a month. A month. You feel me? So, I mean, maybe where he was from, it was different. But the stories I heard, it was very, very different.
For the most part, you'll find old school technology that's very prominent in villages. Old retro TVs, old radios, mini solar lights, and internet. Granted, it's oftentimes really, really slow though. I'm talking a struggle to get a megabyte per second kind of slow. It's no joke. What you'll notice though is the fact that it seems like everyone is like a decade behind. It's like a time capsule almost. Most people are using phones that came out literally 10 to 15 years ago and TVs from the early 2000s, bro. You'll find CDs and cassettes still laying in people's houses, and if you're lucky, you might just catch a glimpse of a VHS tape in someone's living room. Everything from the decor to the aesthetics scream late 2000s, and while people are still up to date with all the important news like politics and even celebrity gossip, everything else is from at least 5 years ago. And this isn't a bad thing either, man. What would you need 100 megabytes per second for in the villages? Or even the latest iPhone?
That is true, though.
Vanity metrics here.
I ain't gonna lie, though. That low-key is a good point, though. Because you're in Africa. What exactly do you need internet for? You don't have time to watch TV or play the game. You gotta go hunt and kill deer. I don't know what animals are prevalent in Africa, but yeah, you got other stuff to do. You don't got time to be playing on your phone. Not in Africa.
Don't hold up much over there. Functionality rules overall. And so to put it simply, man, rural Africa is a place that is misunderstood by the entire world at large. And I just hope that this video has been able to shed a light to something that most people rarely ever get to explore. Also, if you enjoyed this video, man,
it seemed like it was pretty much the end. Look, I still don't want to go to Africa, and I still likely never will unless it's like the city part. But if you want to and you want to experience this, all power to you. But me personally, I think I'm gonna just stay on this side of the water. But look, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment if you've been to Africa, if you're from Africa. You never know where this video might go. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. See y'all next time.